In today's video, I want to talk about valid goals, how to make your goals valid to yourself and to organizations. And I think this way of setting the goals is particularly useful if you want to take time to think about your career, your progress, and your personal development in a professional sense. I also have a download for you down below in the link below, where you will get the model and also an Excel where you can try the concept and model for yourself. So in my previous video, we talked about the validation mindset and the valid mindset, and I walked you through the difference between the two. And today I wanted to show you what kind of goals you can attach to those mindsets, and what kind of approach you can take to setting your goals. I believe that there are two types of goal setting that support either of the mindset. So first, the validation mindset would be the SMART goal setting, which I believe is you're very familiar with, and the other one would be the valid goal setting that I'm going to walk you through. Now, a disclaimer, I'm not saying that SMART goals are bad. I just think that there's a place for everything in the workplaces, and if we only focus or emphasize the SMART type of goal setting, we can first reinforce the validation mindset, and secondly, we can narrow our focus. I've done quite a bit of focus groups, by the way, on the topic, and we did compare the SMART goals versus valid goals, and the feedback was that, especially when we want to take a longer term view on our careers, for example, on our progression, or if you want to add more quality into our thinking about goal setting, then the valid goal setting adds more value to it. But let's have a look. I think that when the language and the conversations and the language around the goal setting is very much around the SMART goal setup, then it just reinforces the need of validating you against others or against conformity, and you are as good as the SMART goals that you achieve. I think there is a risk of the focus not only being on the short term but also being on the wrong thing. So if someone, for example, has other strengths or ideas or innovation or creativity or something you could tap into, otherwise it's not included in the ways we can set up SMART goals, we are potentially losing a lot potential, right? Let me move to the valid. Let's park that for a second. Let's move to the valid goal set. So V stands for value. Surprise, surprise. I know people talk about the value a lot, but we are talking about the valid mindset. We are talking about making it right for ourselves and others. So it has to start with the value I want to give and bring to the organization and to myself. And I have to know why I'm doing what I'm doing or what I'm trying to achieve. Then A starts for accountability. I think this one is important. In the validation mindset, the easy thing about the validation mindset is that we shift the accountability to others, like, oh, others don't like me, or others don't understand me, right? With valid mindset, we have to take the accountability. It's great when the environment supports, and it's important that environment supports that, but it has to start with us. It has to start with me. So understanding my accountability and the actions I can take and the commitment I can take is really important. So we are talking about the how now, right? The next one is learning. I've mentioned in my previous video that the valid mindset corresponds to big extent with the growth mindset, and having the growth mindset in our goal setting is important. It's understanding what skills I already have is as well important, and what I have to work on, what I have to learn, where from, how, what kind of experiences I have to get. So it's not only about certificate and the courses, but it's also about exposure, experience. So really take time to think about how I can grow, how I can learn, to meet my value and what accountability I can take to get there. Next one is interactions. There are quite a lot of studies that confirm that by interacting with others, and even better so if they're different to us, if there's a diverse group of people around us. And diversity meant not only on the demographic level, so age, nationality, race, and so on, but also it can be diversity between departments. I know people from different departments, I collaborate with them, or from different sectors, or I do go to different types of meetups, virtual or physical back in the day. So maintaining good interactions with a diverse group of people is really important. It can help us progress, get new insights, new ideas, new perspectives, challenge our own thinking. It's a gold mine. Interactions are really important. And then drive. And it's not about the passion as such, although it does help. Drive is about establishing the journey, the drive I have to take. And at our own pace, according to the resources we have. And this is where the SMART goal setting is helpful as well. SMART can help us with nailing down the drive and understanding what we have to do, what kind of actions we have to take. As they say, cut that elephant into the pieces so you can eat it, right? So you can do it. How you can use this model. So very often, rightly so, organizations give top-down goals. So they are aligned and everyone is working towards the same objective. So everyone knows what's expected of them. Everyone is working towards the same goal. It all makes sense. And I'm not saying SMART is bad for that. But if you are talking about career objectives, professional development, and turning the existing objectives into something slightly more meaningful to the person, more valuable to the individual and to the organization, then the valid can actually be very handy. So imagine a conversation between a manager and an employee, for example, when they discuss the career objectives. With SMART, you have to start with knowing what you're trying to achieve, and then I think it's a kind of technical objective settings when you know what you want to achieve. With career, it's not always the same, and it requires a little bit more of exploration, understanding, and discovery. So valid can be very helpful because you start with asking the value, asking the why. Famous Simon Sinek start with why, and in this context, it really makes sense and can help guide the conversation towards. And then can help you guide the conversations into tangible steps and the results. With the accountability taken on the part of the employee, but with the manager's support, understanding what skills you have, what you have to learn, how you can learn it, and getting more interactions and collaboration with others. This is something that both managers and employee can benefit from. And then you nail it down into the steps, into the pace, into the timelines and the drive, and it drives the results from that point on. So I would really recommend that having, and even if you are giving the SMART objectives, look at them through the valid perspective as well. I'm going to give you a very simple example, the one that you probably, the one that is most commonly found, which is the weight loss, right? So the SMART objective setting for weight loss would be, I'm still out of breath. Sorry, I think it's probably still my COVID recovery. Anyway, a deep breath. Okay, let's take the most common example of the objective setting goal, especially in the new year, the weight loss. And if we do it in a SMART way, we're going to be specific. So we're going to say, I want to lose 10 kilo. It's measurable. You know how much you weigh today. So it's very easy to say how much you have to weigh, and then you can weight yourself. If you've reached your goal, then it has to be attainable. and realistic. So you can be ambitious with that, but you still have to know your resources in terms of time, in terms of commitment, in terms of ways you can do it. And then it has to be time bound. So you would most likely say, for example, by 1st of July 2021, I want to lose 10 kilo. I will be able to measure that because I know how much I weigh today. And given my age, my lifestyle, and my commitment, it's realistic and it's attainable, right? Great. Now, if you put the valid on top of that, why do you want to lose the weight? Is it because you want to look nice? Is it because you want to be healthy? Is it because you have some health recommendations and so on? You really have to think about why you want to lose your weight. And by the way, that helps you reaching that objective. Then you have to take accountability. You actually have to have a conversation with you. Am I ready for that? Am I committed to it? How I'm going to show my commitment? How I'm going to show that I'm accountable for that goal and for that weight loss, right? What price am I prepared to pay? Is that, for example, I'm going to swap my Netflix evenings for a run, or I'm going to swap my treats for fruit, and so on. Am I prepared to that? Can I help myself accountable for that? Then learning, what kind of learning I have to engage with. You can say, oh, I already have skills. For example, I'm already able to go for long walks. How can I take it to the next level? How can I start running, for example? I know I've got stamina, but I have to build on that. Or what do I have to learn about dieting? What I have to learn about a healthy lifestyle? Where I'm going to learn it? Who I'm going to learn that from? Which brings me to the next one, interactions. Is there anyone I can team up with? Maybe there is a Facebook group that helps everyone together lose that weight and achieve that goal. It's easier together. Who has gone through that process? Who can I ask for an advice? Who's similar to me? Who's different to me that has gone through it? What can I learn from them? And then then really make that plan happen. Then know that means that I'm going to, for example, I'm going to go for a run 3 times per week. I'm going to do the Coach to 5K program. I'm going to swap the sweets with fruits, and I'm going to go to sleep earlier. I don't know, whatever that may be, I'm going to be very specific now about how I'm going to drive that change. Can you see the difference? I hope you can see the difference and I can see that the valid goal setting helps you with understanding how you're going to do it and why you're going to do it, and tailor it to your specifics and your specific needs, your specific resources and ambition, I guess, ambition or resources, whatever way we want to look at that. But that's the main difference. So I'm not discounting smart goals completely, but I'm encouraging to use that model for your career development, for your conversations with your manager, or if you're a manager, to have that conversations with your employees. And I think you're going to see the difference soon, especially if you're going to be coming back to those conversations and checking your progress, checking your learning, accountability, and seeing the value that it brings. Thank you very much for listening, and until the next time.